This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. AMP. The Lord Yahweh has made everything for its own purpose, even the wicked according to their role for the day of evil. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4, is that I want to play a clip of Donald Trump's old interview going back to 1980. All right, he was, I believe they mentioned in this interview, and you'll hear it, 33, 34, around that age. All right, and what he says, okay, regarding Iran proves that the Lord created him for the end times. All right, created him to go against Iran and be the perfect devil on the earth, okay, to create nothing but chaos and destruction. All right, so Donald Trump was created, all right, like we like to say, this is Nero coming back, all right, for the end times. Okay, so let me play this, all right, so you could truly see that, all right, this was ordained from the beginning. Like the Lord, again, that's why I brought out Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4, because, all right, the Lord created even the wicked for the day of evil, all right? And Donald Trump was created for a specific, all right, part of the Lord's prophecy. So let me play this.
You are a mover, you are a doer. If you could make America perfect, how would you do it?
Well, I think that America is a country that has tremendous, tremendous potential. I think that much like the mind, I think that America is using very, very little of its potential. I feel that this country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was.
So this was in his spirit from the beginning, okay? That's where you get the whole MAGA, which is all witchcraft, make America great again, all right? This has been in Donald Trump's spirit since he was a young man, okay? All right? Again, the Lord created this man, all right, to fulfill prophecy. This is the cruel Lord, okay? He's got to be. All right, now watch. It gets spicier when he talks about Iran.
And I hope, and certainly hope, that it does go on to be what it should be.
What should it be?
Well, it should really be a country that gets the respect of other countries.
Is respect the most important thing in your opinion?
Well, respect can lead to other things. When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do.
Now do you see why he's literally creating chaos on the planet? All right? Now you see why he went into Venezuela, all right? And why you see he just killed a whole bunch of children, okay, in a school, okay, which he created this war, started this war with Iran along with the JJs. All right, this is again, all right, this is the Lord setting this man up to fulfill prophecy. This is the cruel Lord, man.
And you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages is just absolutely and totally ridiculous that this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
So he had a vendetta. He had vengeance. All right, he had revenge. Okay, that's the proper word. Revenge in his heart against Iran, with the whole what was it called? The hostage situation in Iran. How long did Iran hold U.S. hostages, hold American hostages? Yep. The American hostage was held in Iran for 44 days. The crisis began in November 4th, 1979. 44, that's a beautiful number, man. Okay, 44, all right? Hey, the Lord is talking, man. The crisis began on November 4th, 1979, when revolutionaries stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, and it ended in January 20th, 1981, right? Because this is when Ronald Reagan got elected, and he basically said, all right, we going in if you don't let them leave if I'm president, and that's when they released the hostages. When 52 hostages were released immediately after Ronald Reagan's inauguration. Yep. Okay. But, hey, Donald Trump, okay, was furious. Okay, this is during the whole hostage situation. Okay, so he's had revenge. Okay, all right, he's had war in his heart. I gotta bring this out. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so now let's keep playing. It's gonna get more spicier.
And I don't think they'd do it with other countries. I honestly don't think they'd do it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind.
This is the man, all right? This is why Donald Trump went in, okay? And he's attacking Iran, okay? This has been on his mind since he was a young man, okay? Now watch this.
I think right now would be an oil-rich nation.
Ooh! Hey, isn't that what they're going after? They want the oil, okay? It's all about the oil. You better keep the Strait of Hormuz open. There's talks about boots on the ground. There's even talks about a draft being optional. All even a draft is on the table, okay? You got Donald Trump's energy advisors saying we got to take the oil from the terrorists. Okay, let's play that again. It's getting spicy, man. Donald Trump is the perfect devil. This is the wicked, and he doesn't care about killing children. All right, again, he was called out, all right, openly, of being on that Epstein list, okay, of allegedly, right, raping little children. Okay, so this is a madman, and look at his eyes. He don't blink. Stone cold, man. There's no reasoning with him. There's no okay. Oh, he's gonna change. All right, the Lord made this man crooked. Hold on, let's go crooked. All right, you can't believe nothing this devil says out of his mouth. All right, he was created to be crooked. Where is it at? Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. You see that? And that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Let's go to the NLT version. What is wrong cannot be made right. Exactly. What is missing cannot be recovered. Okay? And you go into this word crooked. It's Iwath. Let's get a little Hebrew in here. Okay, got to throw some Hebrew in. Repetition is the father of skills, the art of remembrance. All right, and this is part of our culture. We got to have Hebrew. So this is an I. Okay, this is a wa. Okay, and this is a tha. So Iwath. Okay, and it means to be bent, be crooked, make crooked. Right, the Lord made him crooked, pervert. You see that? To make crooked, falsify, pervert, right? Falsify, a liar. Donald Trump is the perfect liar. Okay? This man been wanting to go into Iran since he was in his 30s, and he's going to admit it. Watch. All right, let's play it again. Okay?
Is that something you learned all by yourself, or was it instilled in you by your father or your grandparents or anyone?
I think maybe it's something that was instilled, and maybe it's something that you've learned through a little bit of trial and error over the years. I think this country maybe is a good example. I just don't feel the country is going forward in the proper direction. We could have made quick decisions, and we would have been a lot better off than the way we've been sitting around over the last couple of years and just watching everybody else do everything, and we just sit back and take everybody's abuse. It's a very sad situation that somebody isn't there making the decisions and pushing the right and proper, I don't want to use the word buttons, frankly, but pushing the right levers so that we can go out and do things as we're supposed to be doing them.
You are a mover, you are a doer. If you could make America perfect, how would you do it?
Well, I think that America is a country that has tremendous, tremendous potential. I think that much like the mind, I think that America is using very, very little of its potential. I feel that this country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was. And I hope, and certainly hope, that it does go on to be what it should be.
What should it be?
Well, it should really be a country that gets the respect of other countries.
Is respect the most important thing in your opinion?
Well, respect can lead to other things. When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do.
See, that's why he's the cruel Lord, the fierce king, man. Isaiah chapter 19. Verse 4, and the Egyptians, and the modern day Egyptians are the Edomites, the so-called white people, okay, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Let's go into this word fierce, okay? Again, Donald Trump was created, man, to fulfill prophecy, all right? To be the cruel Lord, the fierce king. Isaiah, which means strong, mighty, fierce, harsh, fierce, greedy, right? All right. Again, we're replaying what he said about oil in Iran. Mighty, power, roughly, strong. Okay. So the Lord is using Donald Trump to fulfill prophecy. End of story, man. This is all right. This is it, man. We're going to keep playing. If you have patience, all right. He says a lot within the next 2 to 3 minutes.
And you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages is just absolutely and totally ridiculous. That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror. And I don't think they'd do it with other countries. I honestly don't think they'd do it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yeah.
That's why boots are going in the ground. Boots are going on the ground. There will be a draft, okay? I personally believe that how the draft's going to play out, there's going to be a event, okay? It could be a false flag, or it could be straight up the other side. It could be Iran or their proxies, Hezbollah, Houthis, okay, Hamas, all right, there are cells in this country, okay, the border was wide open for several years, done on purpose, so yeah, all right, all it takes is a perfect narrative, all right, an event, and then a draft kicks in, okay, all right, and again, the Lord set this man up for all this to happen. We're going to keep playing.
Yes, I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it, and I don't think anybody would have held us in abeyance. I don't think anybody would have been angry with us, and we had every right to do it at the time. I think we've lost the opportunity.
Donald, would you
see that? What is that? the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. They want that oil. They wanted it back then. They wanted control of the oil supply on the earth. Okay, to dominate. This is Esau Edom. This is the spirit that they're in. Okay, and you see it, all right, oozing out of Donald Trump. Okay, that's why the Lord chose him to be the president in the end times. Okay, to be the cruel Lord, the fierce king. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, right? And that's why to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, all right, our only way out of this is through Yahweh Shai, okay? Donald Trump, okay, is a good example of how these Edomites operate, all right? They are the biblical Edomites, the so-called white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, okay? They do not play fair. They will smile on your face, all right? But in their heart, they have mischief. They have deceit, okay? They cannot be reasoned with. They cannot be, what's it called? You cannot conduct diplomacy with these people. It's a good word right there. All right? That's why you need to seek the Lord, because he's our only way out. All right? Through him we can be delivered. "11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for his sheep," right? That's why we got to give all praise and glory, all right, to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And that's why for Yahweh Shai, he's worthy to be praised, okay, and glorified, all right? But of course, there's levels to it. Yahweh, his father, always gets the more glory, you know, all right? But we have to acknowledge Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, okay? We have to acknowledge it and thank Yahweh Shai for his sacrifice, man, so we get up out of here and be protected from this devil. This man is a madman. This man is cold, man. He's willing to kill children to fulfill his lust, his greed, his ambition. Okay? All right?
Would you have wanted to be one of those men to have gone to Iran, and have taken those fellows out?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to be, but I would have done it.
Would you?
Absolutely. If I were the age, if I were in the military.
There were a lot of those fellows who went for that aborted coup, who were 34 years old and older. They were your age.
That's right.
If you were called upon, would you? I know it's easy to say, yes, of course I would go. But if the phone rang right now and someone from the Selective Service had said, Donald, we're taking every young man 34 years of age, we're sending him to war, would you go to war?
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war this is not a Vietnam situation.
And this is that's why the Lord is clouding his judgment, all right? Because this is creating a Vietnam situation, all right? But the Lord has to give him the illusion that it's not going to go that route to keep this war going, all right? So, again, the Lord has used his pride against him, okay? And that's all to make sure prophecy is fulfilled. But there you go, okay? Now, they're going to play this, all right? This is from another devil's mouth, an old devil, all right? A JJ devil, all right? Even he's calling out, all right, his own people, all right? Because, all right, it's clearly evident that Donald Trump is a liar. He's a deceiver, okay? All right? But but he was created. That's the point. He was created to be a liar and a deceiver. So, let's play this.
Now, to Trump's explanation about...
By the way, this is Senator Chuck Schumer, a JJ, an old JJ. Watch what he says about Donald Trump. All right, and they grew up together. They partied together. They done their weirdo freak-offs together. But even the devil got to call the devil out because it's so obvious.
War in Iran grows more confusing and more contradictory every hour. Yesterday, hey folks, can we have a little quiet? Trump's explanation about his war, as I say, grows more confusing, more contradictory every hour almost. Yesterday, Trump casually claimed, I think the war is very complete, pretty much. But this morning, Hegseth stood before the cameras and announced that today will be the most intense day of strikes yet, involving, quote, the most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes, unquote. Which is it? Is the war ending soon, or are we on the brink of the worst fighting yet?
Right. Again, Donald Trump's a habitual liar. His pride has clogged, okay, the facts that are right in front of him. The war isn't over. It's just begun. Okay? And Iran is taking belt to ass on U.S. soldiers and them JJs to a point that there's a blackout, okay, in the statehood of the JJs, because Tehran is looking like Gaza. It's just a fact. Tehran, all right, is fucking a rubble, all right? So those interceptors aren't working, okay? And then now the media has to admit, what's it called? That even American soldiers are coming injured, and they're going to end up raising the body bag toll. It's going to have to go up. But what was it? The injury was 140? So yeah. So the war has just begun. All right? It's not over. All right? But again, this is the perfect devil. Donald Trump is a liar. Okay? Psalm chapter 5 verse 8, thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. Right. And that's these Edomites, these so-called white people, whether they want to call themselves American or JJ, or 1948 or a small hat, or European. Oh, the Europeans are cooked, man. If this war in Iran is making it bad for them regarding energy, because they get a lot of oil from the Strait of Hormuz. Okay? And then Putin is threatening Europe. Like, hey, we'll shut your energy off, okay? All right? Stop assisting in this war in Ukraine. So that your Europeans are going to have to eventually capitulate and then change sides, and they will, all right? You see Spain saying they don't want America to use their airfield, all right? So, and then that's why Donald Trump said, I don't want to do any business, any trade with Spain. You even had this psychopath, another devil, Lindsey Graham, like saying, I don't want to have anything to do with Spain. All right. Spain is we can no longer, all right, work with Spain. So yeah, it's getting spicy. But let's keep playing.
Donald Trump's a liar.
Ooh.
He claims that
Donald Trump's a liar. Like, open, flat out. Okay? Hey, we're in these times, man. Saints' house is divided. All right? People, if you, it's literally now that if people believe what Donald Trump says, all right, they are, what's it called? They're under his spell, for lack of better words. They're under his spell. This man is a habitual liar.
Tomahawk missiles were responsible for the bombing of an all girls school.
Yeah, yo, I was like, whoa, he actually said that? He said that it was Iran with them Tomahawk missiles that was responsible for killing those little girls, okay, in that school, that was straight up a lie. And even these senators are like, nah. Like, hey, okay, we can't, we definitely have to say something bad. And Chuck Schumer, one of the oldest senators, okay, in D.C. had to say, hey man, you lying.
That unfortunately killed 170 people, many of them children. Iran doesn't have Tomahawk missiles. The claim is beyond asinine. It's just an outright lie.
Yeah, man. This was a straight up lie, You got the devil calling out the devil. Damn, bro. This place is cooked. Okay? It's we're almost out of here, man. That's why, it's not a time to get faint in the spirit. It's not a time to get weary in the spirit. It's a time to push, man. It's time to get excited, man, and get ready for Yahushai's return. Okay? Yahushua is coming back, man. Who the word calls Jesus, he's coming back. All right? This prophecy is about to speed up even more, man. Okay? See, in war, major things happen. Okay? And you're about to see it. Get ready for that chip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. It's coming.
President can't just talk off the top of his head on something as formidable as this. The President of the United States is spreading blatant lies about a war he started.
There you go. He started this war, and you could see that it was always in his spirit. All right, when he was, from the beginning. All right? Even as a young man. All right? And his pride has taken over. So he's going to put boots on the ground. He's going to put in a draft. You'll see, okay? All right? And he's not going to care. So Psalm chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down. Right, and the Lord's going to disappoint this devil and cast him down. He's only using him to make sure prophecy is fulfilled. That's all. And once, all right, the chip is made mandatory, this devil's going down. All right, the nukes are going to fly. America will be destroyed by nuclear fire. Babylon the Great will be utterly wasted. Desolation. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. We clearly know who the wicked is, man. We clearly know who is the wicked, which is the Lord's sword. Who is it? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And Donald Trump is a good example, okay? As well as Lindsey Graham. that devil. Woo, Lindsey Graham, that devil. 14, for men which are thy hand. Woo, see? For men which are thy hand. So nobody's in control, man. Anybody that says, oh, I'm in control of my own destiny, you all right, that's pride seeping in. You're not in control of your destiny, man. Even these devils are not in control of their destiny. They're set up to fulfill the will of the Lord. Point blank, period. O Yahweh, for men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. 15, as for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. NOT version. Because I am righteous, I will see you. When I awake, I will see you face to face and be satisfied. Right. And we can't wait to be delivered to see, Yahweh Shai and our Father Yahweh. All right. That's the blessings, man, for being saved. Okay. And that's what we're looking forward to. So we're almost out of here. This devil is being exposed. Like, the Lord really created this man to do his will. This is the perfect devil. All right. He created the wicked for his purpose. Oh, one more. Got to bring out Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. O Yahweh, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. Right, because again, everything is controlled by the Lord. Okay? Everything is his, according to his purpose. All right? He ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right? So, ain't nobody got free will. Even Donald Trump, he doesn't have free will. Okay? He's moving according to his purpose. And he was born to be the devil. All right? He was born to be the perfect devil. All right? So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles, elders. We're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray with your head covered. Hey, let's keep pushing. All right? Let's go.